Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fan Nation. I am your host, Dennis Betholkis, and this is iZombie, Season 5, Episode 1, Thug Death. Um, oh, yeah, this was kind of a rough start to the season. I don't know if they changed showrunners or what happened, but wow, that was rough. I mean, even the edits were rough on this episode. Um, So I'm not going to spend too much time going over the recap of it, other than kind of where we left off was that Major is now the head of Fillmore Graves. Liv is now, she's the resistance leader, if you will, renegade. So she's bringing in humans, turning them into zombies, basically critically, terminally ill people. People who have problems. She's bringing them into Seattle and turning them into zombies because, of course, zombieism stops you from dying, of course. Peyton is now acting mayor of Seattle because of course, the mayor got killed thanks to Blaine, and Blaine is rolling in money because he has a deal with Major and Fillmore Graves to bring brains into Seattle to feed the zombie hordes so they don't go all Romero on people and start eating people. And we start off with basically a convenience store that really doesn't have anything in it, and a woman trying to get a drink, and all they have is root beer out of the vending machine. And he's talking about how, zombies don't come in there because they know that he'll kill them and all that kind of stuff. And, he's talking all tough and everything. And on the convenience store camera right behind him, you see a car get rear-ended. Some guys jump out of the back end of the car. They go to the front car, jump into the car, and we see blood splatter on the back windshield. And then that car get driven off by whatever zombie was in there. And, that becomes the catalyst for humans being afraid of zombies again, because this goes out on YouTube, social media, all that kind of stuff. And people, the regular people start getting afraid of this. Hey, Marks, how's it going? So, of course, Liv and crew have to go and find out, well, first of all, who the victim was, because they don't even have a body at this point. This is kind of unusual for iZombie. And then also who did this as well. In the meantime, Blaine's supply of brains is starting to dwindle of what's coming in. And so Major, of course, talks to Blaine about that. And Peyton is trying to quell what's going on, with people getting scared, regular people getting scared of zombies again. And she, of course, is trying to quell that fear and not doing a good job of it, of course. And so long story short is we see this woman that Peyton is sparring with on the Frost show. She is actually the leader of this radical group of these people that want to kill zombies, essentially. And she arms a guy with a car bomb, and he goes into a checkpoint, one of the Fillmore Graves checkpoints, and blows it up, killing 5 agents. So that also doesn't help things either at this point. In the meantime, Ravi is trying to find a cure for zombieism. He's working with a pharmaceutical company and a Dr. Collier. And one of the things he finds out is that the girl who died at the end of last season had Freilich disease, which there's only like 300 cases in the United States. And the protein that those brains exude might be the cure for zombieism. Might be. And Dr. Collier is actually going to tell her higher ups about this. And he says, don't do it because it'll just be open season on these 300 kids, because they all die in their teens, people with Freilich disease. He says it'll be open season on these kids where people are going to try and kill them, get their brains, and the brains will be worth millions of dollars at this point. So she, of course, does not reveal that to her bosses, that that's the cure for zombieism, and they decide to look somewhere else. So, yeah, it was... and so they do... Liv and Babineau actually do find out by pinging the cell phone tower where... who it might be who got killed in the car. And They bring in the boyfriend, and he hasn't seen her in a couple of days, but that's not unusual because she was going to a business retreat, even though Seattle's closed off. So who knows? And he ends up using the Find My Phone app and sees that her phone's in the park. And he goes there, of course, at night, and Liv and Babineau are also going there too. And they hear him sobbing, and they find him with the phone in her jacket, which he's found out in the woods. And it's a to be continued part. So kind of a lot of stuff going on. And then also Blaine finds out that there's a group of people that he's been paying off in order to get brains to go through customs, if you will, a little bit faster. They've decided they're not going to do this anymore because they don't want to work for zombies. And he, of course, tries to frighten them by telling them all this information that he's learned about their families and how he'll turn them into he'll turn those people into zombies and kill their families. And this does not work either because we get one guy who says, I don't work for zombies anymore. We never get the resolution on that one either. So this is basically a 2-hour episode that got split into two. But the editing was just really, really horrible. They kept cutting back and forth at certain points, and it's just like, yeah, it was bad. I'm kind of really hoping that they, pick it up at some point here. And also the fun was taken out of this as well. Even the punny title cards when they come in from the commercials weren't punny. They were just kind of lame. And we also had a B plot of one of the coyotes bringing in this kid who was being molested by his foster dad. So Liv decides to bring him in. And when the coyote goes to meet him, he's also got 2 little girls with him as well who are also being molested by the foster dad. And they all try sneaking in as well on the bus. He doesn't have IDs for the 2 girls. He has one for the boy. And he's trying to hide them in the bus bathroom. And the state trooper gets tipped off by a passenger on board the bus. And of course, the girls get caught. So we don't know what happened with them either. So yeah, all kinds of shit going on in this episode. But at the same time, it was really poorly put together. Kind of disappointed by that. And like I said, I hope the second, I'm pretty sure the second episode was directed and put together by the people who did this first episode. And I'm hoping by the third episode, things kind of clear itself up, considering this is the final season of iZombie, and they're going to wrap up a whole bunch of different storylines. Morks, did you see it, or are you just kind of hanging out here just to represent? So let me take care of some business while I'm here too. This is going to be a short one, like I said. No, you didn't see it. Okay, I kind of figured, Morks. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, you can hit the dislike button. I just asked you to go down in the comment section and tell me what it is you don't like. Give me some constructive criticism. Also, if you want to see when I'm going to be on live again, hit the bell. If you've already hit the bell, don't hit it again. It will unclick it. You can also go into the bell settings and put the settings down for as much or as little notifications as you want. You can see when my schedule is up. I have it up on suspendedfanimation.com and on Facebook as well. I have a Facebook page for that. And I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram as well. And soon to be on Patreon. I have it set up. I just haven't gone through and finalized everything as of yet and get a nice pretty page put together and all that kind of stuff. So give me a couple of days on that. Tomorrow is going to be Doom Patrol. Saturday is normally Saturday morning's blast off, but since it is Free Comic Book Day and May the 4th, May the 4th be with you kind of thing. Yeah. I am taking that day off to do the Free Comic Book Day because it is a big deal around here. We get a couple of thousand people going to the comic book store that I go to. Sunday, of course, is still going to be Game of Thrones. Monday is season 2 of The Tick. And Wednesdays, of course, is Happy. Yeah, May the 4th without Chewbacca. If no one's heard as of yet, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Peter Mayhew has passed away today at the age of 74. Peter Mayhew, of course, who played Chewbacca. Man. So, yeah, it's I wish I was a bearer of better news in this entire, video, but no, it's not any way around. So, if you're still on the fence about joining up here, you're going to see a video pop up here. It's going to take a video from my video library, match to the algorithm of everything that you've been watching, and just pluck the best video out of my video library and show it to you. If you like what you see there, you can hit the subscribe button. That's going to be up in this area. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go, or I'm going to let Morks go. Thank you, Morks, for being here in the chat. I knew this was going to be kind of a dead one, but hey, I didn't know how dead it was going to be, which is kind of appropriate for a show about zombies, I guess you could say. Take a look at the videos, hit the subscribe button. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find yourself being dragged in the back of a car and getting your brains eaten by zombies. Good night, everybody.